Good afternoon, and thank you for joining our live online webinar about how furniture retailers leverage our warehouse on wheels system to eliminate cross docks and inefficient warehouses. My name is Derek Nips. I'm a national account executive for Demountable Concepts, and our warehouse on wheels system has been proven to be the best method of making deliveries at retail locations that are over 150 miles away from a distribution center. And whether it's through acquisitions of other companies or a different expansion model, there are currently furniture retailers out there who use the cross-dock method as one to expand into remote markets. But as you'll see in the next few minutes through this presentation, our warehouse on wheels system gives you all the benefits of using a traditional cross-dock system, only at a fraction of the price and without two product touches. But before I get into exactly how our warehouse on wheels system helps companies over the cross-docking method, I wanted to talk a bit about Demountable Concepts ourselves. And one thing specifically important to us are our core values. Having very strong core values first, internally, between sales, engineering, and production, allows us to provide you with a best-in-class product that is going to help you successfully and most efficiently return that return on investment that you've been expecting. We also try to align ourselves with partners and customers who have the same core values, which allows us to ultimately grow with the people that partner and use our system. As we grow with our customers and partners, we want to help them do so in a sustainable way. And as you'll see, our warehouse on wheels system does support the sustainability initiative within company supply chains. This is due to the fact that when using warehouse on wheels systems, you are going to have less brick and mortar warehouses on the ground. Your trucks are going to be sitting on the road in traffic and idle time less than they typically were. You're going to have quicker load times, which result in less idle times for trucks, and you're ultimately going to streamline your operation, which is going to reduce the energy and utility consumption across the entire final mile delivery operation. So getting into exactly what warehouse on wheels system is, our warehouse on wheels system is the best way to open retail locations that are over 150 miles away from a distribution center. And one thing that I wanted to note about our system before moving forward is that the truck boxes within the warehouse on wheel system have a front and a rear roll-up door, which allow you to load two boxes out of one dock door. So next, I'm going to show you exactly how the warehouse on wheel system works via some infographics that I'll highlight as I move through the system. So first, companies will load two 26-foot truck bodies at a centralized distribution center. And like I mentioned, companies are loading two 26-foot truck bodies out of one dock door. When the product's being loaded in these bodies, it's being loaded prepped and in route order, because the product is not going to be touched again after it's loaded on one of the 26-foot truck bodies until it's being delivered at the customer's house for final mile delivery. In the middle of the night, usually between the hours of 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. to create the most efficient line haul possible, a Class A tractor carrying our 53-foot trailer, which hauls the two 26-foot bodies, goes out to the remote market anywhere from 150 to 300 miles away. In about 30 minutes, the tractor trailer can drop off the two fully loaded bodies that are ready to be made deliveries out of, and it picks up two empty bodies from the day before returning back to the distribution center to start the process over again. Now, we all know that these bodies aren't really empty, and they actually have any not at homes, returns, recycled mattresses, etc., that you take back to the distribution center to be unloaded before the process of reloading the furniture restarts. So once these fully loaded 26-foot truck bodies are dropped off in the remote market, you have locally domiciled non-CDL delivery truck drivers that show up to the parking lot, hop in their truck chassis, and take about 5 minutes each to back up under their truck box before they can make their full day's worth of deliveries. After they're done making their full day's worth of deliveries, they return back to the parking lot before taking another 5 minutes to simply drop the box off in the parking lot, and the delivery driver's day is over. So there are numerous benefits to how our warehouse on wheels system benefits companies over the use of a regional cross-dock method. And as you can see on the left hand of your screen right now, before using warehouse on wheels, companies will load 53-foot trailers full of product, bring them out to a regional warehouse on cross-dock where all of the product is unloaded, prepped, and then reloaded on delivery trucks before going out for deliveries. With our warehouse on wheels system, you are going to eliminate the brick and mortar cross-dock. You are going to load the two 26-foot truck bodies at your centralized distribution center, maybe 150 to 300 miles away, and you're eliminating 2 product touches because after the product is loaded at your distribution center, it's not going to be touched again until you can see it's being unloaded at the customer's house for delivery. The use of our warehouse on wheels system versus cross docks is going to reduce the extra labor and operational costs of having that cross dock from unloading the 53-foot trailer and reloading the 26-foot delivery truck. You're also going to lower your inventory costs because all your inventory is going to be kept in one centralized distribution center versus multiple warehouses. Because you're going to be reducing and eliminating 2 product touches, the amount of product damage and shrinkage that you have within your final mile operation is going to increase, which ultimately is going to improve your delivery service and offer you more productive delivery drivers. And we do have a great, and one of our best company success stories is a company called Haverty's Furniture, which runs out of the Southeast United States and many other regions throughout the country. And before using our warehouse on wheels system, Haverty's was using a back of store cross-docking method where they were sending 53-foot trailers to back of store warehouses where the product was being cross-docked on the 26-foot trucks before going out for deliveries. And through the use of our warehouse on wheels system, Haverty's eliminated every single one of their back of store warehouses and now services over 120 retail locations out of 5 warehouses throughout the country. This allows our delivery teams to start their days earlier and in the heart of the delivery market, which are going to be making their full day's worth of deliveries, and it eliminated a product touch by not needing to load the body from the back of store warehouse. You'll see a quote in the bottom left-hand screen on your screen there. The Senior Vice President of Distribution at Haverty's has stated that our system not only allowed them to save money, but provide the highest quality customer experience possible, which is something that our customers value greatly. So now that you've known exactly how our system helps you versus the use of a cross-dock, I want to quickly explain some of the equipment components that go into how the system works overall. And I'm going to start with the final mile truck chassis. And we manufacture a hydraulic chassis lift that can be installed on any make or model truck chassis. That's a 26-foot commercial truck. You can purchase the truck, you can lease the truck, and the truck chassis gets sent to us in New Jersey for the 26-foot chassis lift to be installed. Another question that we always get about the truck chassis itself is whether you can use a walk ramp or a lift gate, and the answer to that question is yes to both options, and both the walk ramp or the tuck under lift gate are going to live with that final mile truck chassis itself. Next, what you see on your screen is a picture of what we build for the 26-foot demountable body. We call this a demountable body base frame. It's basically the subframe of a traditional body, only it has the 4 legs that the demountable body stands on. It has specialized guide rails underneath for the truck to back up under, and it has locking bars that allow the truck to attach to the body. We can ship this base frame to any bodybuilder in the United States, where they simply enter our base frame into their production line, lay down their floor, and build the body exactly to your specifications, along with a front and a rear door. And you can have bodies that are either 96 or 102 inches wide. Finally, the last piece of equipment is the warehouse on wheels semi-trailer. This is the 53-foot semi-trailer that can carry two 26-foot truck boxes at once. Now, we do manufacture trailers that can carry either three 17-foot bodies or four 12-foot bodies, but in the furniture industry, the majority of our customers use the 53-foot trailer that can carry two 26-foot bodies at once. It's also important to note that the warehouse on wheels semi-trailer can work with any Class A tractor in the field today, and we provide a kit that goes and can be installed in the tractor that allows any tractor to work with our 53-foot trailer to carry the two bodies at once. So wrapping up the presentation, one thing that we take very importantly at Demountable Concepts is the driver training and support part of the process, because using the demountable commercial equipment is something that is obviously going to be new to your operation. So upon implementation of the warehouse on wheels system, we provide in-person driver training for every new market that you enter using our system. We come out, we train your supervisors on how to best manage and bring on new drivers. We train your entire fleet of drivers on how to best and safely use the equipment. And we also train the maintenance team, whether that's your leasing company, an in-house maintenance guy, or a local maintenance provider, on how to best maintain and upkeep the quality of your demountable equipment so it can last as long as possible. We also have online training videos and operation manuals that allow you to have continued support through the use of the demountable system. We have an online parts website and full-time parts manager that allows to help with any questions or issues that may come up throughout the use of the system, in the future. So with that being said, as you can see on your screen now, my contact info is up there. I really do think that if anyone on this call is currently cross-docking furniture from a 53-foot trailer into a regional cross-dock or warehouse and then reloading that furniture on a 26-foot trucks, please reach out to me directly so we can set up some more time to talk more in detail about the exact return on investment that our warehouse on wheels system can offer your company's operation. We have many companies who use final mile drivers who they hire themselves, and we have customers who use what's called a third-party logistics provider or an independent contractor where they outsource the deliveries. Both of those methods can be used along with our warehouse on wheels system, and essentially we want to be able to offer you the ability to expand into unlimited markets up to 300 miles away in any direction from an existing warehouse or distribution center in the most cost-effective and sustainable way possible. So with that being said, I'm going to open it up for some questions to see if any popped up. That's maybe I missed something or someone wants me to elaborate on something else a little bit more. Otherwise, please feel free to reach out to me directly. And I did want to start, I got a question yesterday because this is the third webinar of a 3-webinar series that are going to be posted online. And someone had asked me about the life longevity of the chassis lift system that goes on the final mile straight truck. And it was a great question because our hydraulic chassis lift can be moved from one truck to another, meaning whether you own your truck or you lease your trucks usually last about 5 to 7 years, but our hydraulic chassis lift system will last between 10 to 15 years. So when it's time for you to retire your straight truck, you can take our chassis lift system off of the truck and swap it onto the next new truck that you use to increase the return on investment from the purchase of the demountable equipment. On top of that, because the demountable bodies are separate from the truck itself, when it comes time to turn in that straight truck chassis, which is usually the most expensive piece of equipment and the piece of equipment that lasts the least amount of time, you no longer have to return that box that's attached to the truck. Because your boxes are now independent of the truck, you can use those boxes for the entire longevity that they last, usually about 15 to 20 years. So we really do our best within our core values and production to build the best equipment possible that's going to last as long as it can on the road. Great. Well, I don't see any other questions coming through. So in the interest of time, I'm gonna end the webinar now, but there will be a recording sent out, I believe in about an hour, that has a full recording of today's webinar. So please, if anyone does have any questions or wants to have more info sent to them about the warehouse on wheels system and how it can help your specific operation, please don't hesitate to reach out directly. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of your day.